Hi everyone, welcome for this virtual laboratory, and this lab is going to be 15MA66 Foundry and Welding Practice and Machine Shop Practice Laboratory. And now we are going to see Foundry Laboratory, and here molding is the major portion, and we are going to see what are the various steps involved in making a mold. Before entering into the laboratory, we should follow some code of conduct inside the laboratory, and these are all be the instructions for you to be properly followed inside a laboratory. We have some conduct, and that should be strictly followed inside the laboratory, and we have some do's and don'ts procedures, and we have to take up very seriously because in every laboratories these safety measures are very important. So we have to go up all these instructions before entering any laboratory. There are many processes in molding laboratory. So in which there are different, molding is one of the basic and fundamental manufacturing process in a casting. So there are different types of castings are there. Now in our laboratory we were going to see about green sand molding process. So this is the very basic process which is followed everywhere, and it is the cheapest and low cost process to make any kind of products with any complex profile. So before seeing into the laboratory and processes, we must know what are the basic tools which are responsible and used for the molding processes. And if you enter into our laboratory, we have kept the display of various tools which are commonly used in the process of mold making, and upon which the very important tool which are we consider is, this is the first basic tool which we have to know about. One is co box and drag box. In molding process, these two are the boundary of mold making process. So this is the first tool you must be aware of. We can split up, we can move, and we can reassemble everything we can do. So next to the molding box, this is called shovel. Shovel is a device which is used to mix the sand, and this is a strike off bar. Strike off bar is used in the molding process to flatten the surface and to ram the sand. And next is round rammer. Round rammer is another important device in mold making. To keep the mold stronger, we have to pack the sands very closely. To pack the sands inside the mold box, we have to ram it. So the rammer is a device to ram the sand, okay, to keep the rams tightly packed. And next to that, we have some pin hammer which is used to pack the sands at the corners of the box. See, in this profile it is a square box. While filling the mold sand, we have to be very firmly fixed on all the surfaces. So the loose sand should be insidely fixed firmly. So to make that loose sand to held tightly, we use these rammers and we strike off and we make the sand to fix inside the box firmly. So next to the rammer we have runner and riser. In casting process, the molten metal has to be poured in one area and it should come out of in the other area. So these two are the devices which are helpful to create a runner vent and riser vent. So runner vent is used to make the molten metal to pour inside the mold, and riser rod is nothing but a device or vent that is creating the molten metal to come out of the molding box. So next to it, spike and vent rod. These two are very important in the molding process. This spike rod is used to remove the pattern from the mold. Pattern is a replica of an actual product. The patterns are made up of wood. So next is vent hole rod. This vent hole rod is used to create small tiny holes in the mold. The purpose of creating small tiny holes is to make the gases which are poured during the molten metal inside the mold. There are some gases which will evolve through the mold. To make the gases to come out without affecting the mold, we use this vent rod. This vent rod will be creating a small tiny holes through which the gases formed will come out, so that the casted product will be defect free. So this is the main application of this vent rat. Next we have brushes to clean the surface of the mold, and we have cleaner to remove the unwanted sands in a mold box, and the trowel is used to fill the mold sand inside the mold box. Pattern. Now we are going to see what is a pattern and what are the different patterns that are available in our laboratory. Your pattern is a component which is replicating the actual product. In molding, pattern is one of the major important part which creates the mold. In the mold, we will pour the molten metal and we will produce the cast. So the patterns are different types. The patterns are designed and manufactured according to the requirement of the product. Now the patterns are designated by its complexity of the shape. We have different types of pattern. In our manufacturing technology subject, you could have learned what are the different types of patterns and what are the different types of pattern materials and how to design a pattern and what are the different allowances that are provided during the designing of a pattern. So based on that, we have developed some patterns here. You can see these things are different types of patterns, and we have these patterns and we can able to do different molds with these patterns. Instead of additionally, we have some core boxes also. Before moving into the core box, I just want to tell what is a core. So if there is an internal profile in the object, the internal profile can be developed during using a core box. So now we have seen what are the different types of tools which are used to make a mold. Next to that, the very important and basic component to make a mold is a pattern. So as you all know, you have already studied the subject manufacturing processes, and in which you have learned that one of the fundamental manufacturing process is casting. In a casting process, pattern making is the very first step, and that pattern will be the final product replica model. So the pattern here, we use the different categories of patterns. You have already know that from the subject we know that there are different patterns are available and different materials are used to make a pattern. So now we are going to see what are the patterns available in our laboratory, what are the exercises we are going to do in our lab. Okay, and we have some demo of some patterns, and patterns sometimes here replicates the complete profile of the object. So a pattern may be a solid pattern, or a pattern may be a split pattern, or it may be a loose piece pattern, or it may be a hollow object pattern. Now when the pattern becomes complicated, the profile has to be modified and we have to go for modified design. Based on that, here we are going to see what is a core. So if it is a hollow object, how to obtain the mold? It is very difficult actually. So we use a core. That core will replicate the internal profile of a object. Okay. So we are going to see what are the different types of complex profiles available and how we make the molding process. Before moving into that, I will just tell you what are the patterns available in our laboratory. So we start with a square solid block pattern. The name of the pattern is single piece pattern and it is completely solid. There is no holes, it is a perfectly square block. Next, we are going to see this is a packing gland pattern. This is also completely solid profile. There is no internal profile in this particular pattern. When you come to this flange, flange is a bigger size. This is also a solid pattern and single piece pattern, and it has some complexity. What is the complexity? Here there is no internal profiles in these two patterns, whereas here in flange there is an internal profile. But in this particular pattern, the need of core box is avoided. Why? Because the profile is simpler. Next to that, we are going to see a complex profile called bracket. The bracket is a bit more complex compared to this particular profile. Next, When the complexity improves like this, like when we say a stepped pulley. A stepped pulley pattern is not a single piece pattern, it is divided into two pieces. So this is one of the basic example for split piece pattern. You can see a narrow line, this is called a parting line in a profile. This parting line divides this single piece into two pieces. Why a two piece is required? The complexity of the profile will make the molding process complicated. To make the process simpler, we divide the pattern into two pieces. This is another category of pattern, two piece pattern. So next to this, these are all some of this is bent pipe pattern. You see here this bent pipe, it is a pipe. When we say pipe, automatically it should be a hollow cross section. But if you see here, this pipe is with a solid profile. It is a pattern, it is not an actual product. That is why I am saying actual product is completely different from pattern. Here what we did, based on the complexity, the pattern is developed with a solid workpiece, but we have a provision called core print. The core print is a place where we locate the cores inside the pattern. So this is the core box. So using the core box, we prepare a core, we will place it inside the mold. So this profile will be completely hollow profile. So but preparing the mold has to be done with the solid object. By introducing the core into the mold, we can able to produce a hollow object, and that is the concept shown here. Next to that, we have a loose piece pattern. If you see here, you can see it is an L bracket, but there is a small provision here. You can see here very clearly. And when you keep this molding pattern into the mold, relieving this pattern from the mold is complicated. Why it complicated? This area will be completely filled by sand. While removing the pattern from the mold, this particular shape will disturb the mold. So what is the problem now? So we have to remove this particular pattern without disturbing the mold. How can we do? We make this particular piece as a single piece and this piece as another second piece. And while removing, first this piece will come out and later we can remove this particular piece from the mold. That's why we call it as loose piece pattern. So like this, complicated profiles can be easily removed from the mold by redesigning the patterns with this category. This particular category is called loose piece pattern category. So this is nothing but square box pattern. Here if you see, here there is a hollow box, okay, but there is no need of creating a core. Why? Because this profile itself will be acting as a self core patterns. So this particular name of the pattern is square box pattern. So this is another solid patterns. You are already know that gears are manufactured in different methods. One of the method is casting. So this particular gear wheel is a pattern using which we can able to produce the gears by molding and pouring the molten metal into the mold. So this particular thing is called core box. You can see this profile. We will fill the core sand inside it. We will ram it and we will keep it inside this mold. You can see here the black color provision in the pattern is called core print, where we are going to place this core inside this, and this particular pattern will produce a hollow object. But the pattern is solid. The output from this solid pattern will be a hollow one by introducing the core into the pattern. So now we have discussed about the various patterns. So with this small introduction about this particular tools and patterns used in our laboratory, now we will move on to the next step, that is we are going to do the exercise of different patterns. Now we are going to see the list of experiments that we are going to perform in our laboratory. After the sand preparation, if you see the sands, okay, you can see here there are no lumps inside the sand and the sand is ready for molding, and we should not add more water. That is the first quality to be a better molding sand. The water content should be merely maintained between 10 to 15%. So after adding the water and preparing the sand, this particular sand is perfectly ready for preparing the mold.